From its epic rise to its dramatic fall, the Intercontinental Championship has been through it all. What was once one of the most prestigious championships in all of professional wrestling held by the greats of this sport, it was reduced to a throwaway title that didn't even deserve the little time it was allotted on TV. Here and there it was given the spotlight it was once used to, but without fail whatever steam it built was gone in a matter of months, with reign after reign feeling like a bigger disappointment than the last. That was until one man, a ring general, decided to rebirth the legacy and prestige of this very title. But let's see how we got here. Introduced in 1979, the Intercontinental Championship was initially meant for wrestlers who were true workhorses, putting on fantastic matches every night and stepping up for the heavyweight champion who wouldn't compete every night. During its prime, this prestigious title was held by legendary names like Macho Man Randy Savage, Mr. Perfect, Bret Hart, British Bulldog, Shawn Michaels, Razor Ramon, and Ricky Steamboat, all renowned as some of the best workers in wrestling history. As time passed, the IC title became a stepping stone to the WWE's main World Heavyweight title, a way to groom potential future world champions. Randy Savage, Ultimate Warrior, Bret Hart, The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and Triple H all held the IC title before becoming a world champion just a year later. This made the Intercontinental Championship the second most prestigious title in WWE, right behind the WWE Championship. Back then, WWE didn't have multiple shows with countless titles, and there was no brand split. With only one WWE title and the IC title at the top, if you wanted the world title, you had to prove your worth competing for the Intercontinental Championship first. However, during the late period of the Attitude Era, things started to change. The IC title was rarely given to wrestlers WWE wanted to push as future world champions, and instead random mid-card wrestlers who didn't bring any value, which resulted in more frequent title changes, hurting the status of the championship. If that wasn't bad enough, things got even worse. WWE would introduce the brand split in 2002, and that was the beginning of the end for the IC title. 4 months after the brand split, SmackDown would draft and steal the then undisputed WWE champion in Brock Lesnar and make him an exclusive member of the Blue brand. Weeks later, the rival brand, Raw, and its GM Eric Bischoff would bring back the old World Heavyweight Championship title as Raw's new top title. Now that there's 2 top titles in the company, the Intercontinental title was demoted even further down the card, becoming the 3rd top title in WWE. A month later, heavyweight champion Triple H would face off against the then Intercontinental champion Kane at No Mercy in a champion versus champion match, and in that match Triple H would go on to beat Kane and becoming a double champion, but not really because WWE would go on to unify it with the heavyweight championship and get rid of the title completely. 8 months later, Raw enforcer Stone Cold Steve Austin would reactivate the title, and it was won by Christian in a battle royale. It didn't matter, because the title had lost all this prestige and relevancy from all that's happened. Despite being held by the likes of Randy Orton, Edge, and Jeff Hardy, who would all go on to win the World Heavyweight Championship shortly after winning the IC title, it was used as a flip-flop between mid-card wrestlers. The 2010s was the worst period for the title, as it would lose any relevance it clinged onto completely. It was thrown on guys the company had no plans for or given to former world champions, who again WWE had no idea what to do with. There were brief runs where the title was treated a tiny bit better. For example, The Miz and his runs with the championship battling the likes of Dolph Ziggler and other up workhorse talent. 2016 on SmackDown, the title was featured more prominently because The Miz worked hard to himself over along with the title. A few years later, when there was no active world champion on Raw because Brock decided not to come to work often, the Intercontinental Champion being Seth Rollins carried the brand as the top champion. After those 2 amazing runs, in 2019, the title was given a redesign as an attempt to make people forget about the awful treatment and legacy it withheld. It didn't matter because the company did it again and destroyed whatever Rollins and Miz built by once again not caring about the title. Forgettable runs with the title quickly followed, and mid-carders along with former world champion, who had no direction, kept flip-flopping the title inside its dead division. That was all until 2022 when Gunther would win the Intercontinental title and WWE would once again go on their quest to restore the title's relevancy. Except this time, it's actually working. Fans have seen what Gunther can do to bring prestige to a title. Just look at his incredible reign as WWE's United Kingdom World Champion a few years back. His win felt important and ushered in a new era for the belt. It also helps that Triple H took over creative and being such a fan of the title himself. He made sure the title was given the respect it deserves and features it weekly on TV. Gunther's has been champion for over 400 days and is looking to become the longest reigning champion in history of that championship. Every time Gunther wrestles, it's practically a match of the year contender. His battles against Sheamus, Drew McIntyre, Ricochet and others has been a spectacle to say the least. His presence on the card alone is enough to sell tickets and draw money, as the old saying goes. And that is something that is often only attributed to main event level wrestlers at the top of the card. Gunther's matches almost always have a big match feel. He brings attention to the title, and the company has put a lot of stock in him being a representative of the iconic belt. There is a very high likelihood that even when he drops the strap, he will be remembered as the superstar who breathed new life into the Intercontinental Championship and returned it to importance for years to come. WWE is finally going back to the formula that worked, giving the belt to guys who are being primed for the main event title picture. I see Gunther winning the Royal Rumble and becoming the second ever World Heavyweight Champion of the current era, which is why the real test would be after Gunther loses the title. The company should continue and give it to wrestlers like Braun Breaker, Carmelo Hayes, Ilya Dragunov, Louisiana Knight. Wrestlers who WWE see as top stars in the next few years. If you enjoyed this dive into the riveting history of the WWE's Intercontinental Championship, don't forget to hit the like button, leave a comment sharing your thoughts, and most importantly, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you won't miss any of our future content. Thanks for watching.